Diana had always been the older sister, the one who blazed the trail and set the example. But when it came to love, it was Olivia who found it first. Olivia, the younger, more vivacious sister, met Ethan 2 years ago at a friend's wedding. Their whirlwind romance quickly led to an engagement, and the family was thrilled. Everyone, that is, except Diana. Diana had always been the family's golden child, the one who excelled academically, the one with the high-paying job, the one who looked after everyone else. But despite all her accomplishments, she was still single. And now, her little sister was getting married first. Tension began to simmer beneath the surface when Olivia announced her engagement. Diana's smile was tight, her hugs a little too firm, her compliments dripping with insincerity. But things truly began to unravel when Olivia set a date, the first weekend in June, the perfect summer wedding. During a family dinner, Diana cleared her throat, forcing a brittle smile. "You know, since I'm the older sister, it might be nice if I got to walk down the aisle first." Olivia's fork hovered mid-air, her brow furrowing. "What do you mean?" "Well," Diana said, her tone light but eyes steely. "I was thinking, maybe I could have a small wedding before yours. It's just a small favor, really." Their parents exchanged glances, visibly uncomfortable. Olivia's fiancé, Ethan, stiffened beside her. Olivia forced a laugh. "Diana, you're not even dating anyone." Diana's jaw clenched, her eyes flashing. "So? Does that mean I don't get a chance to be happy?" The conversation devolved into awkward, tense small talk, but the seed had been planted. And over the next few weeks, Diana became relentless, bringing up her small favor every chance she got. Each time, their parents would sigh, dismiss it, and tell Olivia to be patient with her sister. But Olivia couldn't shake the feeling that Diana wasn't just asking for a favor, she was demanding it. And as Diana's persistence grew, Olivia began to wonder if her sister was planning something far more sinister. Olivia tried to brush off Diana's bizarre request, chalking it up to jealousy. But as the weeks passed, Diana's behavior became more unsettling. Each time Olivia brought up wedding plans, flowers, dress fittings, the guest list, Diana would find a way to insert herself into the conversation. One evening, Olivia and Ethan hosted a small dinner party with friends to celebrate their upcoming nuptials. Diana arrived uninvited, a bright smile plastered across her face as if nothing were amiss. Olivia's stomach knotted when she saw her sister walk in, holding a stack of bridal magazines and a thick binder. "Hope I'm not interrupting," Diana said, dropping the binder onto the coffee table with a loud thud. "I just thought I'd bring by some wedding inspiration. You know, for when I walk down the aisle." Ethan shot Olivia a look, his jaw tightening. Olivia forced a laugh. "Diana, we're not talking about your wedding." Diana's smile faltered. "Why not? It's just a small favor, right? You said you'd think about it." "I never said that," Olivia snapped, her voice sharper than she intended. The room fell silent. Diana's eyes darkened, her jaw clenched. "Well, maybe you should start thinking about it," she said, her tone flat and menacing. After Diana left, Olivia's friends voiced their concerns. "That was weird," one of them whispered. Ethan put his arm around Olivia. "She's not going to ruin this for us," he said, trying to reassure her. But Olivia couldn't shake the feeling that Diana was just getting started. The next morning, Olivia woke to find her parents in her living room, looking uncomfortable and apologetic. "Diana called us," her mother said, wringing her hands. "She's really struggling, honey. She said you were cruel to her last night." Olivia's jaw dropped. "Cruel? She showed up uninvited and demanded I let her get married first." "Diana just feels left behind," her father said. "Maybe you could consider it. Just a small, quick ceremony. It would mean so much to her." Olivia stared at them in disbelief. "You're seriously asking me to postpone my wedding so she can pretend to be the bride?" "Not postpone," her mother said, her tone coaxing. "Just let her go first." Olivia shook her head, her skin prickling with rage and fear. "This is insane." Later that night, Olivia found her wedding dress slashed and torn to shreds, hanging limply in her closet like a corpse. Olivia stood in front of her shredded wedding dress, the silk fabric hanging in limp tatters. Tears burned her eyes, but her mind was racing with fury and fear. Who else could have done this? Diana had a key to the house. Diana knew exactly where the dress was kept. And Diana had been the only one demanding to walk down the aisle first. Ethan arrived home to find Olivia crumpled on the floor, the torn dress in her lap. He knelt beside her, arms wrapping around her trembling shoulders. "This is sick," he said, voice tight with barely restrained rage. "We need to call the police." "No," Olivia said, shaking her head. "If I do that, my parents will think I'm overreacting. They already believe Diana's just acting out." "Acting out? Olivia, she's destroying your life piece by piece." The next day, Olivia confronted her parents, showing them the ruined dress. Her mother's eyes widened, hand flying to her mouth. "Oh, honey, that's terrible." "Terrible?" Olivia's voice trembled. "It's insane. This was Diana." Her father frowned. "Now, Olivia, we can't just jump to conclusions." "Jump to conclusions?" Olivia's voice rose. "Who else would do this? Who else has been demanding that I let her get married first?" Her mother sighed, eyes flicking nervously to the floor. "Sweetheart, Diana's been under so much stress lately. Maybe it was just a moment of frustration." Olivia gaped at them, feeling as if the ground was slipping out from under her feet. "You're defending her? Even after this?" "She needs help," her father said sternly, "and we need to be there for her. If you start accusing her without proof, you'll only push her further away." Olivia stormed out, slamming the door behind her. Ethan was waiting in the car, jaw clenched. "Let me guess. They don't believe you." "They think she's just acting out," Olivia muttered, hugging herself. "I don't know what to do." A few days later, Olivia received an email from her wedding photographer. Subject line: "Confirmation for your sister's wedding." Her heart plummeted. She clicked the email, fingers trembling. The email contained a contract for a wedding package, scheduled for the same date as Olivia's wedding. The bride's name, Diana Hamilton. The groom's name was left blank. Olivia felt the room spin. Diana was planning a wedding, her wedding, on the very same day. Olivia's mind raced as she stared at the email confirmation for Diana's wedding. The date, her wedding date, loomed at the top in bold black letters. Olivia slammed the laptop shut and grabbed her phone. Her hands shook as she dialed Diana's number. It rang 3 times before Diana's voice answered, light and airy. "Olivia, hey, how are you?" "Are you serious?" Olivia's voice trembled. "You booked a wedding for the same day as mine?" "Oh, that," Diana said. Her tone as casual as if they were discussing the weather. "It's just a small thing. Nothing to get upset over." "A small thing," Olivia snapped. "You booked a wedding on my wedding day, Diana. You don't even have a fiancé." Diana's laughter was soft, almost chilling. "Not yet." Olivia's blood ran cold. "You're insane." Diana's voice darkened. "You're so selfish, Olivia. You don't understand what it's like to be alone. I deserve to be happy too. Why can't you just let me have this one thing?" Olivia's hand tightened around the phone. "You're not taking my wedding away from me." The line went dead. Olivia slumped against the wall, her knees weak. What was Diana planning? Who was she planning to marry? Was this all just some twisted fantasy, or did Diana have something far more sinister in mind? Later that evening, Olivia and Ethan sat down with her parents. Olivia showed them the email, her eyes pleading. "Do you believe me now? She's trying to steal my wedding day." Her mother shook her head, eyes filled with worry. "Honey, Diana's not well. She's not thinking clearly." "She's not just not well," Olivia said, her voice breaking. "She's dangerous." "Now, let's not get dramatic," her father said, his jaw set. "Diana just needs help. We'll talk to her. Maybe we can convince her to cancel the date." Olivia clenched her fists. "And what if she doesn't? What if she shows up in a wedding dress on my wedding day and demands to take my place?" Her mother's eyes flickered with unease, but her father remained stoic. "We'll handle it." Olivia stormed out, slamming the door. Ethan caught up with her outside, pulling her into a tight embrace. "We're not letting her do this," he said, voice firm. "We'll get a restraining order if we have to." But later that night, as Olivia lay in bed staring at the ceiling, a notification chimed on her phone. It was a new email from a bridal shop. Subject: Your appointment for final fitting, Diana Hamilton. Olivia's heart pounded as she opened the email. The appointment was set for tomorrow. The bridal shop, the same one Olivia had purchased her dress from. Diana wasn't just planning a wedding, she was planning to be Olivia. Olivia couldn't sleep. Each time she closed her eyes, she saw Diana standing at the altar in her dress, smiling at Ethan like she belonged there. The email from the bridal shop replayed in her mind. Diana was going to her fitting tomorrow. But what was she fitting? A dress of her own, or was she somehow trying to take Olivia's place? The next morning, Olivia and Ethan sat in his car, parked outside the bridal shop. Olivia's hands twisted in her lap, her knuckles white. "Maybe this is crazy," she whispered. "Maybe we're overreacting." "Are we?" Ethan's jaw was clenched tight. "What if she's in there right now, trying to convince them she's you?" Olivia swallowed. "What if she is?" They watched as a car pulled into the lot. Diana stepped out, wearing a white sundress and large sunglasses. She glanced around furtively before slipping into the shop. Olivia's heart pounded. She's really doing it. Ethan reached for the door handle. "I'm going in." "No," Olivia said quickly, grabbing his arm. "If we confront her now, she'll just twist it to our parents again. We need proof." Ethan frowned but nodded, settling back into the seat. "So what do we do?" "Wait," Olivia said, her voice barely a whisper. Half an hour later, Diana emerged, holding a garment bag. She glanced around the parking lot, eyes darting nervously, before hurrying to her car. Olivia leaned forward, trying to see through the tinted window. Was that her dress? Once Diana drove away, Olivia and Ethan rushed inside the bridal shop. The receptionist, a middle-aged woman with a kind smile, looked up. "Can I help you?" Olivia forced a smile. "Hi, I'm Olivia Hamilton. I had a final fitting here last week. I just wanted to check that my dress is still here." The receptionist's brow furrowed. "Oh, but you just picked it up." "What?" Olivia's heart lurched. "Yes, just a few minutes ago. You said there was a change of plans and you needed to take it home early." Olivia's knees weakened, and Ethan's hand tightened around hers. "Can you show us the order form?" he asked. The woman pulled up the record. Olivia's name was there, but the signature was scrawled in Diana's handwriting. "Did she say anything else?" Olivia asked, her voice shaking. The receptionist hesitated, her brow furrowing. "Well, she mentioned something about moving the wedding date up, something about how her sister wouldn't mind." Olivia felt the world tilt beneath her feet. Diana wasn't just trying to ruin her wedding, she was trying to become her. Olivia sat in the living room, staring blankly at the wall. Ethan paced back and forth, his fists clenched, his jaw tight. "We have to go to the police," he said. "This is identity theft." Olivia shook her head, tears brimming in her eyes. "And say what? That my sister is pretending to be me to steal my wedding? They'll think I'm crazy." Ethan stopped pacing and knelt in front of her, gripping her hands. "You're not crazy. This is happening. We can't just sit here and wait for her to take more." Olivia's phone buzzed. She snatched it up, eyes widening as she read the text message. "Hope you're ready for the big day. Can't wait to walk down the aisle. Diana." Olivia's breath hitched. "She's taunting me," she whispered. "She knows exactly what she's doing." A knock on the door jolted them both. Ethan opened it to find Olivia's parents standing there, their faces pinched with concern. "Olivia," her mother said, stepping inside. "We need to talk." Olivia crossed her arms, her body stiff. "About what? How Diana is stealing my life?" Her father sighed heavily. "Diana called us," he said, exchanging a look with his wife. "She said you're harassing her, that you're accusing her of things she hasn't done." Olivia's mouth fell open. "Are you serious? Did she tell you she stole my wedding dress?" "She said you were mistaken," her mother said, her expression pitying. "She said she was just picking up her own dress, and that you were being paranoid." "Paranoid?" Olivia's voice trembled. "She's pretending to be me." Her father held up a hand. "Enough. Diana is struggling. She needs support. We all do." Olivia's blood ran cold. You believe her over me? Her mother's eyes shone with tears. Sweetheart, she's your sister. You have to understand. She's lonely. She's not well. Just let her have this one thing. This one thing? Olivia's voice cracked. My wedding? Her father's jaw clenched. You're being unreasonable. Maybe if you just let her go first. No, Olivia shouted, her fists clenched. I am not letting her steal my life. The room fell silent. Her parents exchanged another glance before stepping back toward the door. We're here if you need us, her mother said softly. But maybe you should get some help, Olivia. When the door clicked shut, Olivia sank to the floor, sobbing. Ethan pulled her into his arms, his face dark with fury. That's it, he said, voice low and cold. We're getting a lawyer. The next day, Olivia and Ethan sat in a lawyer's office, a stern-faced woman named Linda Monroe scribbling notes as Olivia recounted everything. The dress, the appointment, the wedding date. Linda leaned back, folding her hands. You have enough to file for a restraining order, she said. But if Diana is using your name to make arrangements, we need more proof. Emails, texts, witnesses. Olivia nodded, her throat tight. I have the email from the bridal shop and the text she sent me. Linda's eyes narrowed. Text? Olivia handed her the phone, showing her Diana's taunting message. Linda's lips pressed into a thin line. If she's bold enough to send you this, she's not just pretending to be you. She's trying to replace you. A chill ran down Olivia's spine. What do we do? Linda's eyes were steely. We fight back. Linda Monroe wasted no time. Within hours of their meeting, she had filed for a temporary restraining order against Diana, citing harassment, identity theft, and malicious intent. Olivia watched as Linda handed over the paperwork, her heart pounding as if she were signing away her own sanity. This is the right move, Ethan said, squeezing her hand. She can't keep doing this to you. But Olivia couldn't shake the feeling that it was too little, too late. That evening, Olivia received another text from Diana. This one was a photo. It was Olivia's dress, the one Diana had stolen, hanging pristinely in Diana's room, surrounded by candles and roses. Beneath it, Diana had typed, "Getting everything ready for the big day. Isn't it beautiful?" Olivia's stomach lurched. The dress looked untouched, as if Diana were preserving it for something. But what? Was she planning to wear it herself? Look at this, Olivia said, showing Ethan the text. His face darkened. She's taunting you, he said. She wants you to react. Olivia shook her head. What does she want? She doesn't even have a groom. Maybe she doesn't need one, Ethan muttered, his voice low and dark. The next morning, Olivia and Ethan headed to the courthouse to finalize the restraining order. As they approached the entrance, Olivia froze. Diana was standing outside, her hair neatly curled, her face serene. In her hand, she clutched a bouquet of white lilies, Olivia's wedding flowers. Diana smiled, a slow, eerie smile. Oh, hey, sis. Didn't expect to see you here. Olivia's blood ran cold. What are you doing here, Diana? Diana's eyes sparkled, and she held the bouquet out toward Ethan. For the groom, she said sweetly. Just a little preview of what's to come. Ethan stepped forward, his fists clenched. Leave, now! Diana's smile never wavered. Why so tense? You should be happy for me. I'm finally getting my chance to be the bride. Olivia grabbed Ethan's arm, pulling him away. She's trying to provoke you, she whispered. Inside the courthouse, Linda was waiting. Olivia showed her the latest text from Diana, and Linda's expression hardened. This is good, she said. It proves intent. We'll use it in court. But she's escalating, Olivia said, her voice shaking. She's here. She was outside, talking about being the bride. Linda's jaw set. Then we escalate too. We request a cease and desist, and we file for a protective order. This is no longer just harassment. It's stalking. Olivia nodded, but her hands wouldn't stop shaking. Back at home, Ethan double-checked the locks, closing the blinds and drawing the curtains. Olivia sat curled up on the couch, staring blankly at the floor. What if she doesn't stop? She whispered. What if she really tries to take my place? Ethan knelt beside her, brushing her hair from her face. She can't. We won't let her. But as Olivia closed her eyes, she could still see the image of her dress surrounded by candles, like a shrine to a wedding that wasn't hers. Olivia sat curled up on the couch, eyes locked on the screen. The footage played over and over. Diana, standing in the driveway, swaying in Olivia's wedding dress, her eyes fixed on the camera with that eerie, vacant smile. Ethan closed the laptop. We have to take this to Linda. Olivia shook her head. She'll just deny it. My parents will say I'm making it up. Ethan gripped her shoulders. It's not about them anymore. It's about proving she's dangerous. Before Olivia could respond, her phone buzzed on the coffee table. Another text. With trembling hands, she picked it up. Do you like the dress? Fits me better than it ever fit you. Olivia's stomach twisted. Diana wasn't just taunting her. She was claiming Olivia's life piece by piece. Olivia's mother called a few minutes later, her voice soft and cautious. Diana called me, she said. She said you're threatening her. Threatening her? Olivia's voice shook. She was standing in our driveway wearing my dress. Sweetheart, her mother said, sighing. Diana is struggling. She needs support. You're making this worse by fighting her. Olivia hung up without another word. Tears burned her eyes. It was as if everyone had decided she was the villain in her own story. That night, as Olivia tried to sleep, she heard the faint sound of music, a familiar song, her wedding song. She sat up, heart pounding. The music was coming from outside. She crept to the window and pulled back the curtain. In the driveway, Diana stood alone, a small speaker playing the song, the white dress trailing behind her like a shroud. Diana's eyes met Olivia's through the glass. Then she mouthed, "This should have been mine." Olivia sat on the floor, her back pressed against the locked door. Ethan was on the phone with Linda, his voice low and tense. Yes, she was in the driveway. Yes, in the dress. No, she didn't leave until we called the police. Olivia buried her face in her hands, trying to block out the memory of Diana swaying to the haunting melody of Olivia's wedding song. It echoed in her mind like a ghost, a lullaby twisted into a threat. Ethan hung up and knelt beside her. Linda's filing for an emergency order, he said. But we need more, something concrete. Olivia shook her head. What more can we give? The video, the texts? What else does she want? Blood? A sudden knock on the door made them both jump. Ethan shot Olivia a look, then approached cautiously. He peered through the peephole and cursed under his breath. It's your parents. Olivia's heart sank. She got up, wiping her eyes, and opened the door. Her parents stood there, her mother clutching a stack of bridal magazines, her father's jaw clenched. Olivia, her mother said, her voice gentle but strained. We need to talk. About what? Olivia snapped. How your other daughter is stalking me. How she's wearing my wedding dress and pretending to be me. Diana is not pretending to be you, her father said, his voice firm. She's just struggling. She's obsessed, Olivia cried. You saw the footage. Her mother glanced away. We saw a confused young woman who's lost and alone. And whose fault is that? Olivia said, her voice breaking. You keep coddling her. You keep excusing her. You keep telling me to just let her do what she wants. Olivia, her father said, stepping forward. Your sister called us last night. She said she's getting married tomorrow. Olivia's blood ran cold. What? Her mother held out a magazine, a bridal cover featuring a smiling bride in a lace gown. She said she's found someone who understands her. Ethan stepped forward. That's a lie. She doesn't even have a fiancé. Her father's jaw tightened. That's what we thought too, but she said he's someone Olivia knows, someone close to her. Olivia's vision blurred. Who? She whispered, her hands shaking. But before her father could answer, Olivia's phone buzzed. A new text from Diana. See you at the altar, sis. Can't wait for you to meet the groom. Olivia dropped the phone, her knees buckling. Ethan caught her before she hit the floor, but his face was pale, eyes dark. Diana wasn't just trying to be the bride. She was trying to take everything, including Olivia's fiancé. Olivia's heart pounded as she and Ethan pulled up to the address Diana had texted. It was an old, abandoned church on the outskirts of town, its stained glass windows cracked, the steeple leaning ominously. White lilies lined the walkway, petals strewn like confetti, leading up to the heavy wooden doors. "She's in there," Ethan said, his jaw clenched. "We need to call the police." "No," Olivia said, her eyes hard. "I need to see it for myself." They stepped inside. The interior was dimly lit, candles flickering along the aisle. At the altar stood Diana, her back to them. She wore Olivia's wedding dress, the lace trailing behind her like a ghostly shroud. A priest stood beside her, looking uneasy. Diana turned, her eyes wild, her smile too wide. "Oh, Olivia," she cooed. "You made it just in time." "Where is he?" Olivia demanded, her fists clenched. Diana tilted her head, feigning confusion. "Who?" "The groom," Olivia said, her voice shaking. "You said it was someone close to me." Diana's smile widened. "Oh yes, Ethan." Olivia's blood ran cold. She turned to Ethan, who was glaring at Diana. "You're insane," Ethan said. "This ends now." Diana's face fell, her expression darkening. "You promised me," she said, her voice trembling. "You said you'd love me forever." Ethan stepped forward. "I never said that." "Yes, you did!" Diana screamed, her face twisting in rage. "You were supposed to be mine! Olivia stole you! She stole everything!" Olivia swallowed hard. "Diana, listen to yourself. This isn't real. None of this is real." Diana's eyes filled with tears, her makeup smearing. "It was supposed to be me first. Me. I'm the older sister. I deserve the wedding. I deserve the love. You took it all from me." Ethan grabbed Olivia's hand. "We're leaving." But before they could turn, Diana lunged, grabbing Olivia's veil and yanking her back. Olivia cried out as she hit the floor, her vision blurring. Diana climbed on top of her, fingers closing around Olivia's throat. "You think you're so perfect," Diana hissed, her eyes wild. "You think you're better than me." Ethan grabbed Diana, pulling her off Olivia and pinning her to the floor. The priest backed away, fumbling for his phone. "I'm calling the police!" he shouted. Diana screamed, thrashing beneath Ethan's grip, her eyes rolling back. "You'll never be happy, Olivia! Never! You stole my life! My life!" The police arrived moments later, dragging Diana away in handcuffs. Her screams echoed through the empty church, a haunting wail that lingered long after she was gone. Olivia sat on the floor, tears streaming down her face. Ethan wrapped his arms around her, holding her close. "It's over," he whispered. "It's finally over." But Olivia couldn't stop shaking, because deep down, she knew it wasn't over. Diana had lost the wedding, but the war for Olivia's life was far from finished.